play in there that I'm sure everybody will want to consider as we go on down. But tonight, you're setting the proposed rate, and I would recommend that the proposed rate be the .707687 per $100. In going through it, I can tell you that our no new revenue rate is .650290 in comparison to last year's, which was about .66. If you'll notice in my notes, and you may not have wanted to read all that, but in how I go through the steps to set the tax revenue, I took the no new revenue rate, multiplied it times our taxable value this year, which ended up being $338,222,532. That collection rate would be $199,427. Next, I went to the voter approval rate, which would have been without the increment on it, would have been .681021. I came up with $2,303,366. Now, with the unused increment voter approval tax rate, which is the 707,687, comes up to $2,393,557. Once I get that amount of money together, then I have to go to the tax ceiling. And the tax ceiling is the tax freeze that we have had since 2008. Total up the number of revenue projection for this year as $397,087. That's where I add the two together to come up with the $2,790,644 that I put into the budget. And to give you an example, amount of taxes that would be imposed this year on an average home of $134,525 would have been, because that's the amount that the houses are valued at this year. It would end up being $916, which is about $64 more than what you had last year. If you go to the unused increment, then you're looking at one that's about $952, which is $100 more than they paid last year. We only, by the Senate Bill 2 that was passed in 19, we only have to have one public hearing. I scheduled that for August the 31st. I have to have the budget turned in last Friday. I did. I also had to present to you by Saturday, and it was in your packets, which was the certified tax roll. So whatever motion or whatever decision that y'all make tonight, I need that to be included into the motion that you have received your certified tax roll, and then the post notice proposing what tax rate you're wanting to propose. I'm recommending that increment, unused increment.
So Marvin, and that's something that's going away, right?
It's going away in 2022.
Unless something changes.
Yeah, unless you're.
And that's that's a 3% amount, or how much is that amount? Is the percentage?
How much over what?
That incremental, the temporary incremental thing, isn't it a percentage?
Yeah, it's about 8% over what your, what used to be the effective tax rate, but now it's.
And then when that goes away, like under step 3 here, you said city approves this year's voter approval tax rate of .6853. That's what it would be without the temporary incremental amount.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So in the future, unless they change things, if we were sitting here today, that would be the number we'd be looking at instead of the .70.
Yeah, you'd be looking at the 681021.
Yeah. Okay. Which is basically 3% more than the no new revenue rate. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
3.5. It's supposed
3.5.
to be close to 3.5.
Okay.
But I'm going to recommend that to you because that's the most you can do without calling them away.
So it is dramatic. The average, I don't know what I didn't notice what it was last year, but over the last 5 years, I thought, I can remember the average house price being in the 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So they're gonna get a raise no matter what we do on the rate, because their houses are valued more. You know, when you go through COVID, I'm sure a lot of people been hurt.
Yes, they
And I
have.
hate to raise it the max we had,
Yeah, we just got lots of streets to pay.
I know we got lots of streets. I mean, that's the bad part. But will this raise, will all of that money go towards streets? Will that, you can justify it, say, hey, look, I'm fixing your streets here.
I've got, I think it's 1.2 million in there right now for streets. But I got.
The thing is, we haven't will take 20.
We got the ILA approved today in Commissioner's Court. We hope to start that on Robert's Cup October 1.
Oh, excellent. If we could do all Robert's Cup by the end of the year?
So, sir, I don't know how fast we go.
The thing is, we have to do this before we can do before we see the budget. So, we gotta.
Well,
You forget how these things work.
well,
Oh, it's over.
let me ask you this, Mark.
Keep
We
watching.
approved tonight the 70, and then we look at it, we can come back later to do that.
You sure can on August 31st.
Okay, I have no problem with that.
70 is the top down.
That's just the.
But that's the count. I don't feel real comfortable that we turn around and just raise
But
that.
if we did 66 now, then we could
It's
not.
still going to be raised.
It couldn't go up.
But we could go more than 66 later after we see the budget.
Yeah.
What you lose.
And I'll end by saying, telling you, calculating and doing taxes is a nightmare.
No,
And I will, I think I say this every year now, but it's something about this chair, you start repeating yourself. When Linda Ryan left here, I don't think it's a secret that Marvin would lean on her every now and then for some advice or some this or some that. When Linda actually retired from White Settlement, I even went to Jim and I said, who do you think's the first one that's gonna call Marvin, the White Settlement Finance Director, or that's gonna call Linda? The White Settlement Finance Director or Marvin? And Marvin did not call her once that year. He did everything himself and in conjunction with Tarrant County. And the White Settlement guy called him within like 3 days or whatever it was. He wasn't tired of it. But, so, I appreciate you, I appreciate the headache that this is every year, and,
Especially with all the changes you got to deal with.
your average on the house estimate, is that counting all of the people that are protesting?
They took that off of it. What they asked me to calculate, they asked me what percentage I wanted to use of that, and I told them 30%, and I'll tell you why, because I didn't want there to be a chance that there was a residue. For instance, last year, if you look on the sheet, we collected all but $516.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But I didn't know what the protest rate would be.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's gonna go up this year.
Yeah, most of them did 10 to 12%, I can tell you. I did 30.
Okay, good.
How the hell is it around y'all with that?
I bought mine at $100,000 taken.
100? You ain't paying your fair share, pal.
Now, they were charging me way much.
You're not gonna argue that.
Also, this year, I had to include the church, and that made it even worse.
Oh, yeah, the church.
So it's your opinion that we could do it.
have any motions? Angela's already closed, so I'm here for as long as.
Oh,
Well, if we got a chance to go back to the 68 later, if it gets us moving, I'll make a motion to approve the 707,687.707.
Did you need that stated any differently, or that?
I also need you to include that you did receive a copy of the certified tax roll.
Did receive a copy of the certified tax.
Okay.
Yeah, we got our HIPAA rules with it, so.
And this is we need everybody to raise their hand on this one.
These are
It's like a regular motion.
We got a motion and a second to set the tax rate, to set the proposed tax rate